everyone, this is Outstar. Welcome to another Cyberpunk-ish video. I am right now in the process of making two videos for you. One is about the classes and confirmed abilities for Cyberpunk 2077, and another is about the Cyber Psychosis and the Psycho Squad, based on the book and the lore that we have already. I know a lot of you guys are asking about the trauma team, so I will include that as well. But in the meantime, I know that we are after E3 right now, and the hype is slowly going down, and the whole E3 event left us all a little bit hungry for more information and also very divided. The war is never ending, and there's only one thing that can save the whole fandom. So I decided I can help you with this. Unfortunately, I'm not a netrunner myself, so I can't hack into Projekt RED servers and actually snatch you the gameplay. But what I can do is something else. See? I am a person of talents. My talents can be used to a good purpose. Today I'm going to present to you my full recreation of Cyberpunk gameplay. Now you may think this is not serious, but I am linking under the video the full, really detailed description of the gameplay of a demo from the closed showcase on E3, and I based my work on this particular and few other articles comparing them and seeing which information are right. So it should give you a kind of an experience of a demo. Well, without further ado, just check it out. It took me a long while. It did. Alright, let's go. So the demo started with character creation, and now I've seen these two screenshots appearing around the internet and people saying that this is an actual leak from Cyberpunk that was posted on Reddit or 4chan by some CD Projekt RED employee, and that's not true. It was posted by the Reddit user Genetic Eye, who forgot to flare the thread as the fan art, and so people thought that it's an actual leak while this was only a fan art made by him. It's really beautiful though, I think it's really well done, so we're going to use it as a template to show you how the character creation in the demo looked like. Now, the first thing you will notice in the character creation of Cyberpunk is that the characters, both female and male, are fully naked. They weren't naked in the demo, they were actually censored with some digital noise. And the reason they were censored is that if the first thing that CD Projekt RED showed to press in their presentation was literally a penis and a vagina, that would really derive the attention from the features, from the actual cool things that they implemented in the game, and everyone would just write about, wow, there's a penis in there. Fun thing is, even Polygon wrote a positive article about it, and they wrote that after seeing this demo, they really believe that the way Cyberpunk shows nudity, it has sense, it has reason. So yeah, basically you have a nude character, and on that nude character you can of course do a lot of changes. You can change the skin color, you can change the physique, and that physique can be either very buff or slim or apparently even morbidly obese. Like you can give the person a different haircuts, but we have to choose something a little bit more cyberpunky. So let's go for a cyberpunk cut. Beautiful. And then you can pick the tattoos, and of course tattoos are a way to express yourself in this world, and as I always said, being individual, being like different than everyone else is very important. It's in the core of Cyberpunk as a genre. So of course you can express yourself in a lot of different ways, and that means also you can apply yourself some makeup. And last but not least, this world that Cyberpunk is taking place in is a tough place, and you will be involved in a lot of fights and a lot of brawls, so obviously you have to have some scars to show that you have some battle experience. Now, additional thing that was mentioned by the press is that the characters can also have some glow around them, which is probably some kind of an enhancement made by Cyberware just to look cooler. But yeah, you can get some glow, maybe in various places, we don't know that exactly. And as your character is done visually, you can go forward to creating the backstory. And now, backstory can be familiar to you if you played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines with the plus patch. So backstories of your character in an RPG creator is something that happens to your character before the game starts, and apparently in Cyberpunk it will really affect the gameplay. The thing that they chose in the character creation was the runaway child. And the other stories that people noticed were all, problematic, and they showed a big depth to the character. So after you're done with this, it's time to choose a class. And you don't have to really choose a class, but you have to choose the abilities from each of the classes to match your potential future gameplay. There are 3 main classes from which you can pick the abilities, so you can mix them all up, or you can pick just one if you prefer that. So there's a solo, which is a combat-driven character, there's a netrunner, which is a hacker, and there's a techie, the engineer character. So you can mix all of these things together to create your perfect character, or you can play purely a netrunner, a techie, or anyone else. Alright guys, so let's start with the demo and what happened in there. The demo takes place in the Night City, and this is probably the location in which most of the game will take place in. Night City is a city in California, it's a city in between Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's a very dangerous place, run both by evil corporations and by gang members on the streets. You're playing as a character called V, and now the character creation can make V into a man, a woman, or whatever you want her or him to look like, it's just up to you. But CD Projekt RED chose this beautiful girl to be their V, so this is the V in the game. V is looking like she's doing really good in this dangerous place. She looks like she's very comfortable and sure about what she's doing. In the demo we're playing with a companion, a guy called Jackie, and now Jackie was shown in the screenshot, but his pants weren't shown, so I have to paint them. I hope you guys appreciate my artistic skills. No wonder CD Projekt RED hired me. The demo doesn't start at the very beginning of the game, it's apparently a little bit later, but we start on the mission to find a missing person, and this missing person is located apparently in the abandoned apartment complex, the Cyberpunk apartment complex. So we go there with Jackie to find the person, and we are ambushed by a group of scavengers. And of course the combat situation happens. Now, as you probably know by now, everything here is done with the first person perspective, so you actually have a scope and you're pew 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 and the scavengers are dying. The problem is there's a lot of them, so we are hiding behind this waist-high object, and we are popping the potion, which is creating this weird glow around the scene. And the potion is supposedly giving us the bullet time abilities and enhanced reflexes, so we can actually kill all those people. Pew 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 pew. Now the rest of scavengers doesn't want to die, so they are hiding in that other room, and they close the doors and we can get through them. So Jackie and V decide to flank them through the window. Whee! Jackie goes into action and sees this scavenger with a big freaking gun, so he's like pew pew. And the scavenger dies. Jackie says, "I guess you don't need this gun anymore," and he takes it for himself. Our characters make their way into the bathroom, the Cyberpunk bathroom, and they see a morbid scene. There's a bathtub there with ice and 2 dead bodies. Naked dead bodies. V comes into the scene, she moves the man aside, and she takes the woman out of the bathtub. It appears that the woman is still breathing. So V connects herself to the girl with the cable, and she gets all the data from her brain. Judging by the data, the state of this girl is severe, so she's calling the trauma team to come and pick her up. In the meantime, she's giving her a hypo so she can stay alive. The trauma team comes to pick up the woman from the balcony. There's a super cool trauma car coming, like V picks up the dead woman and she brings her outside with Jackie. V asks trauma team, "Hey guys, can you give us the lift?" And they are like silent and they go away. So V and Jackie decide to go by foot. They go through the city, and now this is the moment when we can see how lively and amazing the city is with all the people around. And V has the ability to check people out, as scan them for the levels and what they do. So she can actually see which level and what occupation people around her are. They're making it to V's room, and V has the wardrobe in there. Inside this wardrobe, she has all the cool jackets. So V comes in to pick the jackets, and when you check the jackets, they all have resistances to different kinds of damages. Some of them give you the street cred, which allows you to go to places that other jackets won't allow you to. So once she picked her jackets, she's ready to go out. V and Jackie are on the streets again, and they're seeing the scene from a trailer where a man is boxing a robot-like creature. Then they go past this crime scene, which is made with those like police holograms that you can remember from Batman games or Vanishing of Eden Carter, police tape all over it. And finally they make it to this fancy car in which they meet a guy called Dexter Deshon. He has those golden implants in his arm and he smokes a cigar. And V is talking with him about the quest, and then there's a conversation about why is she doing quests in general, and they are mentioning the Eddies. And now these are not these eddies, they are actually the euro dollars, which is the main currency in the world of Cyberpunk. I wanted to make this currency in there basically by combining an euro and dollar bill, but this is the prompt that happened on my screen. Let's let's just take this prompt and make it into dollar bills, okay? V is saying that she's in this mission for the Eddie, so she's in there for the money. But there's the whole dialogue with the options which you can choose to actually affect the quest and what is going to happen later. Before the mission, V is going to this doctor guy, and the doctor guy is implementing stuff into her. And one of the really cool things about this scene is that he's actually changing something in her eye implant, and the eye implant is literally being taken out of her face and it's flying around, and you can see her from the third-person perspective, finally, when the eye is in the doctor's hand. So once you're implanted with all the cool stuff, it's time to go back to the city. Jackie is waiting for you there, and he told you that he bought himself a new car. Yeah. So you take this car on a ride across the night city, and of course this is a little gameplay element to show you how the vehicles work, and it was in the presentation basically to show how cool the driving in the game is. During the ride they meet the scavenger group, and of course there's a drive-by happening, and after they kill those scavengers, they're ready to go to the meeting. Meeting is happening with this lady. She's the Militech person, and she wants you to retrieve some piece of high-tech technology, it's not how it works, right? From the gang members somewhere. And now developers stated in this particular scene that it's very important to approach the quests prepared. So before you go into there, you try to check out all the levels, you try to scan them, and of course a dialogue happens which also will determine the course of the mission. In the dialogue, you can choose to lie to them, but they insert you this jack cable to test if you're lying or not. So when you're lying, they bring you to the ground and they fetch you, and then you have to talk your way out of that particular problem. And so you're ready to go to the meat factory. It's not the same thing as before. I didn't have a different picture, so I just added blood around to determine it's actually a meat factory, okay? The abandoned meat factory is the place where those gang members are, and there are a lot of them. They want you to exchange this chip that you got from the Militech for the piece of high-tech gear that they have and Militech wants. But of course your friend Jackie fucks it up by not wanting to sit down and being all like, "Oh, I'm so buff, man." So the situation gets escalated. The exchange finally happens, but it turns out that the chip that you gave them from Militech is virused. And once the gang members read the information from it, the same situation as in the trailer happens when this guy is being literally fried down by some virus information that his brain received. So the situation escalates into another gunfight. You are fighting your way out of the place. There are doors on your way that cannot be opened, and there's a little panel next to that. Now, this is where your skills come into use. If you're a netrunner, you can hack it. If you're a techie, you can just unscrew it and you can meddle inside to get through the doors. And if you're solo, well, you gotta go for the vents. So in the demo they're going through the vents, and then another fight happens, and in this fight we realize that V has those amazing mantis blades that we saw in the teaser trailer, and it's so amazing, oh my god. So she can use these blades to hack herself into the walls and go higher and just basically stay on the wall like a freaking Spider-Man. When she's up there on the wall, she can jump down on her enemies. When she times it properly, she can actually chop their heads off. It's amazing. The exploration around the area is pretty free. You can go to many places based on your preference. It's kind of like in Deus Ex. And then the boss fight happens. And the demo ends. I hope you liked this little video. That was my recreation of the gameplay. More cyberpunkish videos are coming soon. As I told you guys before, cyberpsychosis and the classes are in preparation right now. I also promised some people in the comments that I will make a video that will finally shine some light on why I personally quitted CD Projekt RED. So yeah, these videos are coming soon and I hope you guys will like them. Remember that you can watch me almost every day at Twitch TV/Outstar. See you there guys, thank you so much for watching this one and goodbye!